Salutations, greetings, and heartiest gratitude. This is Soham, your boy from Infinity M, and today we are gonna speak about the ultimate power of Shiva and Bhairava. And this is a Maha Shivaratri special episode. So, I would like to start this episode with a question that is, have you ever felt an energy so raw, so powerful, yet so peaceful that it dissolves everything you thought you were? And that is Shiva. That is you. Well, salutations, greetings, and heartiest gratitude. Namaste to all the seekers. Welcome to Infinity M, where we go beyond the mind and into the essence of truth. With Maha Shivaratri approaching, we are standing at the gateway of transformation. This is more than a festival. This is a portal to experience the infinite. But to truly understand Shiva, we must go deeper. Because there are certain questions. As I started learning about Shiva, as I started resonating with Shiva, and the more I have been contemplating about who really is Shiva. Why is, Maha Shivaratri not just another night, but the night? And how can someone or something as simple as chanting, Nam Jap, how can something as simple as Nam Jap or chanting unlock the most powerful forces within us? And with all this curiosity popping up again and again, I sat in front of Shiva, meditating, and if you can understand, I'm still in the flow of that meditation. And whatever is coming up, whatever is flowing through, just take it as the copy-pasted words of wisdom directly coming from my Guru through his blessings. So let's dive deep in and let's uncover Shiva, the unthinkable, the infinite. So who is Shiva? You may have your own explanation of Shiva. You may have your own understanding of Shiva. You may have your own journey and experiences of knowing Shiva, of realizing Shiva. And maybe you and I, we are on the same path. You might be able to resonate with your own perspective about what I'm about to explain or what am I about to share with you regarding Shiva. That is, for me, I personally am feeling at this present stage that Shiva is just not a physical manifestation. Shiva is not just a person. Shiva is a presence, a state of being, a vast emptiness from which creation explodes and dissolves back into. He is known as the God of the gods, the Mahadev. There is only one Mahadev, and which actually shows that he is not limited by form, yet he takes every form. He is that supreme, one consciousness, one love, one energy, which is the real truth, which is that one truth, that one love, which is formless, which is beyond any boundaries, which is beyond any limitations, which is unlimited, which is infinite. And that is the reason why it is beyond the fabric of time, space, matter, causation. And hence he is the unmanifested Brahman as well as the manifested Bhairava, manifested prophet, or manifested forms of every being, like Shiva is in the form of every being. As long as you have your consciousness, as long as you have this understanding of tuning in with your consciousness, that is the call of Shiva. So he is the God of the gods, and obviously he is infinite, he is limitless, and hence he might be known as Shiva to someone, he might be known as Krishna to someone, he might be known as Jesus to someone, he might be known as Musha or Moses to someone. Every consciousness which has provoked every mind in some part of the era, this thing has been happening from eons, and any mind that has provoked an era to think, to realize, to rise and revolutionize, to evolve, it has always been the cue of Shiva. It has always been the call of Shiva that yes, now it is time for you to grow, for you to rise, realize, and revolutionize. And this again proves that he is not limited by any form, yet he takes every form in the form of the consciousness. And the process of uniting one's consciousness with that supreme higher consciousness is what is known as yoga, that is unification. And that is why Shiva is also called the Adi Yogi, the first yogi who introduced the entire concept, the knowledge, the philosophy, and the practices of yoga, of tantra, of everything that we are doing today. All these things that I have shared or tried to explain right now, or maybe tried to express right now, that's all for me. That's my perspective. If you can resonate with that, then this is my question to you. What does that mean for you? What does that mean for you? I think this is a fantastic question to actually contemplate upon. What is Shiva to you? What does Shiva mean to you? While you're thinking, I would love to read your thoughts. I would love to read your expression in the comments section down below. And while you're typing it, listen to what is just flowing through me right now. And if you resonate with that, hit a like. So for me, if someone asks, what does all these things mean to you? Right now, currently, what is flowing through me, I'll be absolutely transparent with you. For me, it means that no matter who am I, no matter who you are, what you believe or where you come from, you're already a part of it. You're already a part of Shiva. Shiva has always been there before you could realize, even while you're realizing, and when you have already been realized. So the only question is, are you ready to experience it? This entire journey of consciously realizing about the power, about the union, about the essence of Shiva. Then that brings us to Maha Shivaratri. As I said, that Maha Shivaratri is not just a night, it is the night. It is not just a night of celebration, but it's a time period where we have the direct access of the portal through which we can easily connect with something greater, with something higher, which is known as consciousness, which is known as awakening, realization, anything. I can keep on saying about these things. I can keep on saying about my personal experiences or my personal understanding, but this is where your part comes in. If all these things are really making an impact in your mind, and if you're really curious to try to experience, let me tell you one thing. It is absolutely easy. Easy for those who are dedicated. Easy for those who really wish to take the first step and maybe just give 5 minutes, but that 5 minutes is gonna be like the power minute. That 5 minutes, you're taking a vow, you're taking an oath. You're making a promise to the universe that this 5 minutes, I'm gonna be absolutely focused. I'll stay concentrated, and this 5 minutes I'll only be, focusing on Shiva, or maybe learning about Shiva, or maybe chanting, or even meditating, having my own personal conversation with Shiva. You can do whatever you wish to, because your Shiva is your Shiva. And this is where a beautiful proverb just got reminded, just popped up in my head. That is, the proof of the pudding is in its eating. The proof of the pudding is in its eating. Unless you eat the pudding, you won't be able to know what a pudding is and how it tastes, how it feels, right? And that's the thing. The night of Shiva. What makes Maha Shivaratri so powerful? So Maha Shivaratri is not just about, staying awake all the night. That's something we all do, but it's about being aware, consciously being aware with that conscious decision that yes, tonight I devote all my things, tonight I devote everything in meditation to contemplate upon Shiva, to meditate upon Shiva, to do everything that requires me to do in order to connect myself with Shiva, to align myself with Shiva, to tune in myself with Shiva. And this is what makes Maha Shivaratri the night, because it is about aligning yourself to the cosmic energy of Shiva. And on this night, one of my friend who is an astrology, who is an astrology practitioner. So one of my friends, she said that on this night, the planetary positions create an energy upsurge such that it creates an opportunity to elevate your consciousness exponentially. The planetary positions create an energy, and that in a way just creates an opportunity to elevate your consciousness exponentially. And you know what? This is something which I have discovered, and it's really easy. It's really easy. So you just have to sit straight. So when you sit with a straight spine, when you chant, when you meditate on Shiva's presence, you want to feel the presence of Shiva. And with that urge which is bubbling within you, it gets reflected through the universe, and the universe sends you an amplified version of some experience or some feelings, maybe. Yeah. So that is the thing. When you sit with a straight spine, absolutely sitting with a straight spine, consciously working on your breath, and when you align the chanting with every breath, when you meditate on Shiva's presence, the cosmos supports your transformation. Trust me, the entire cosmos starts supporting your transformation. But what if I told you that chanting is not just about devotion or just blabbering on some mantra or something like that? Nah. It says the chanting of the mantra is tuning in with the deity itself, with the god himself, or the goddess herself. So the way the ancient Rishi Munis, they have created, or they have found the mantras, right? It's a realization which has been written on the scriptures as well, that the mantra in itself is the deity. The mantra and the deity, they are not different. The mantra is the deity and the deity is the mantra, right? And that is the thing. When we are chanting the mantra, the magic of chanting lies behind the power of sound. Right? So now if I ask you again that what if I told you that chanting is not just about devotion, it is about tuning into the very fabric of existence. Because Chanting requires sound, and sound is powerful because sound is energy, and every word we speak carries a vibration. When we put all our emotions into it, when we feel what we are saying, when we express what we are experiencing, right? So every word we speak carries a vibration. But some sounds are not just ordinary, they are keys to unlock higher states of consciousness. And Shiva gave us the most potent of these, the Panchakshari mantra, the Om Namah Shivaya. So Om Namah Shivaya. So these are the 5 syllables. You can say these 5 sacred syllables are not just sounds, they restructure your energy. And how would you believe it? By doing it. And trust me, there might be people who might say that, there might be, fire back, there might be some negative things and stuff. It's all about the mind, honestly. If you believe in the mantra, if you believe in yourself, if you love yourself, and if you chant the mantra with love, you can say like the mantra amplifies the energy of what you are feeding it. If you're feeding the mantra with love, you will receive love. If you're feeding the mantra with the focus of earning money, the mantra will, act accordingly the way you wish to. So that is the reason why this is that these 5 sacred syllables are not just sounds, it is the Devata himself. And once you are trying to connect with Shiva, you're eventually becoming Shiva. So Shiva is already bestowing all his qualities and characteristics within you. And this is why the more you chant the mantra, the more you're exposing your internal self to the vibration, to the cosmic vibration, to the vibration, the power of Shiva, the energy of Shiva. And the more you're doing it, the more you're becoming like Shiva. Because they bring balance to the 5 elements within you, right? They restructure your energy. They bring balance to the 5 elements within you, and they awaken the Shiva within. But you know what? Here's something. I might be wrong. But this was a recent observation that I have made, that I came across while I have been speaking with so many different people, making so many different friends, so many new friends, new connections, new communities. But here's something most people, I felt, they do not consciously realize that before you can fully receive Shiva's energy, you need the blessing of one more force. And this is where Soham always feels the pride, always feels the energy to invoke and invite his guru, that is Kaal Bhairav, Dukkhahara, Kashtahara, Daridrahara, Navaparvate Pataye, Hara 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 Mahadev. And the deity who roars and rumbles this war cry, this Jaikara, this Lalkar, right? The roar of his sound, the sound of his roar, rather, the sound of his roar vanquishes, diminishes, and dissolves away all the fear, illusions, and ego within you. And he is none other than Sadguru Bhairava, the purest form, the wholesome form of Shiva. Because Bhairava, he is also known as the fierce gatekeeper or the fierce guardian of Shiva's energy. And there's an ancient saying that says that Bhairavaha Purna Rupohi Shankarasya Paratmanaha Mudhaste vai na jananti mohitaha Shiva Mayaya. So I tried to loosely translate that. So I'm translating it as closely as possible here. So I'm translating it as closely I can. So it says that, Bhairavaha Purna Rupohi Shankarasya Paratmanaha. So Bhairava is the complete form of Shiva himself. So Bhairava is the complete form of Shiva in himself, if I say that. So Shiva, if you try to see the hierarchy, so Shiva is the more transcendental part, or the transcendental existence, or the transcendental experience, right? So something which is beyond body, something which is beyond a vessel, something which is holding the entire existence of time, space, matter, causation, and holding this entire fabric of what we know call as universe or multiverses. That is Shiva. And when this energy finally feels like or thinks of taking a manifestation in its absolute purest of form, in its absolute wholesomeness of form, in its most complete form, that is what Bhairava is. And what does this mean? It means that you cannot reach Shiva without first passing through Bhairava, because Bhairava is the guardian, the one who destroys your illusion, your fears, your ego, so that you are worthy of experiencing the infinite. And as I say this with this realization that try to understand this thing, try to imagine, try to picturize this thing in your mind that Shiva, he is the unmanifested ether. He is that ultimate, beyond manifestation. He's that one consciousness who is the infinite energy which is holding everything in its place. And he has taken a manifestation, a physical body, right? Just like a body that we are having today. We are having a body. And just see this thing. As because we are having a body, we can feel the feelings. We can feel the feeling of pain. We feel the feeling of illusions, fear, ego, and all these things, all these feelings, all these experiences we can feel because we have a body, because we have a mind, because we have a consciousness, right? And these are certain things which, even unknowingly, we are afraid of fear itself. We are afraid of accepting the fact that yes, we are having some ego. We are afraid of accepting the fact that yes, we are living in an illusion, and we just tell our mind the story that this is my reality, that is my reality, right? And as because there are so much of confusion, that is why we cannot focus on a strong belief. That is why we cannot work and evoke that strong sense of belief in oneself. And this is where Bhairava comes in. Because beautifully said by Rajarshi Nandiji, because he has summarized this entire philosophy of Bhairava and made it digestible for us to easily understand and reciprocate with it and resonate with it in a way. That is, the moment you start connecting with Bhairava, and this is something which I have recently heard as well, read as well, that until and unless the deity himself, the energy himself, Bhairava himself, until and unless he is bestowing his, love upon you, you won't be able to know him. You won't be able to know him, and how to make him, uh, you know, how to make him feel confident with you. How to, you know, show it to him that yes, I really wish to be connected with you by constantly calling him. Suppose in a crowd, if someone calls your name, among this entire crowd of suppose say 50 people, if somebody known to you calls your name, only you are going to be the person who is responding to that name, right? And suppose this is the thing, in this entire world of Maya, in this entire world of illusion, if you keep on calling Bhairava, 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 or Shiva, 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 or Ma Shakti, Ma Shakti, Ma Shakti. So, what do you think? Won't they answer? Won't they connect? Won't they reciprocate? Won't they resonate with you? Won't they? So that's the thing. And the higher being's love is absolutely so unconditional that even if you do not provide anything to them and you just only want to connect with them through love, They are way more than ready to connect with you. And this is why we have this physical manifested body. This is why we have this physical manifested body, so that we can go beyond all the feelings by having the experience of all the feelings. The way you are accepting the feelings, just like Shiva. Because Shiva accepts the accepted as well as the rejected. And that is the core essence of Shiva. There is absolutely no discrimination. There is absolutely no separation in the mind of Shiva, in the perspective of Shiva, in the eyes of Shiva. Everything and everyone is equal. Everything is love for Shiva. So until and unless we are able to, or unless we are realizing or learning how to accept everything and go beyond it, pushing ourselves forward constantly with meditation, with hard work, with exercising, with reading, with surrounding ourselves with people who like what to say, who has the same vision, who strives to develop, who strives to grow, who strives to do something bigger. Opening yourself up to speak up with people, and that's how you do, and that's how you kind of start a sat sangat. Sat sangat means a true community or a true group of people who will always keep on reminding you about God, about Godhead, about godliness, about the God's love. And this is something which I have learned, that our body, our entire system runs on 3 points or 3 pillars, that is physical, physiological, and psychological. And if any one condition among the physical, physiological, and psychological, any one of the conditions, if it is affected, the other two gets affected as well. So one of the best way that yoga also teaches us is to take care of your body. Take care of your body as a divine temple, as a holy temple. So the more you make your body strong, flexible, agile, and the more you train your body, right, to be energetic, to stay powerful, the more you are likely to do greater work with great zest, with great enthusiasm, with more energy, and with more love. Because now you're not depressed anymore. Now you're not malnutritioned anymore. You have energy. You are full of power. You're full of zest. You're full of gusto. You're full of enthusiasm. You're full of nourishment, and you're full of the wisdom of Shiva that is flowing through you. So what does this mean? It means you cannot reach Shiva without first passing through Bhairava. And Bhairava is the guardian. The moment you start connecting yourself with Bhairava, the moment you start asking for, what to say, for guidance, the moment you start asking for direction, the moment you start asking for whatever you feel like, the more you communicate with Bhairava, the more you're connecting with Bhairava. In every situation, whether it be good or bad, just be honest to yourself and be honest with Bhairava. You do not have to say any truth to the world, but when you are in front of Bhairava, be absolutely just like a child. Be absolutely just like a little brother who knows nothing, who has no idea of how the world works, but having this conversation, having this discussion with his big brother as Bhairava, as Shiva, the one who destroys your illusions, your fear, your ego, so that you are worthy of experiencing the infinite. The more you communicate, the more Bhairava will make you realize that yes, you are worthy of experiencing the infinite. And this also reminds me of Kashi. Kashi is Kashi is the most ancient and the holiest city of Shiva. And even in Kashi, the holiest city of Shiva, it says that you cannot enter without Bhairava's permission. But what is Kashi really? What is Kashi really? So, at an external level, or at a literal level of understanding, Kashi is a geographical land which is considered really holy, which is holy. It is the ancient land from where um, spirituality has been practiced and it is still nurtured. It is a land where you can find ancient rituals still going on, practiced perfectly with all the discipline, with all the rules, regulation, and the devotion, the energy, the power of the land. Even today, with all the changes around in the society, Kashi is still as pure as it could be. It is still the homage, it is still the starting resource point, it is still that one place where people having no clue or having all the clues can go back again and again, can find new things every time they are visiting Kashi. And that is what our body is as well. The more you focus on your body, the more you focus on this land which is provided to you by God, the more you discover that you are holy, that you have the capacity, the potentiality to go beyond any barriers, to go beyond any limitations and become holy. So instead of thinking your body as just a body, you can make your entire body as Kashi, making it strong, making it nourished, making it well versed with all the scriptures, with all the knowledge, with all the experiences that we are learning. And the moment you start doing it, you start invoking, you start experiencing the energy of Shiva flowing through you, awakening within you. And that is why it is said that even in Kashi, the holiest city of Shiva, you cannot enter without Bhairava's permission. And personally, to me, it is not just a place, it is a state of enlightenment. 100%. It is a state of enlightenment. The moment that supreme being, Bhairava, when he is preparing you physically, physiologically, and psychologically to connect with Shiva, he is already making you worthy enough to experience the infinite. He is already making you walk the path of enlightenment, and eventually your destination is the state of enlightenment. And that is the moment when you have merged and become one with the land of Shiva, the essence of Shiva. You have become Kashi yourself. And just as no one can enter Kashi without Bhairava, no one can unite with Shiva without first facing their own fears, limitations, and illusions. And that is the true power of Bhairava. So I ask you, are you ready to walk this path? If yes, then you know what? I do not even think that it is if yes, it is absolutely yes. I believe I know that you're going to join us. So if you are ready to walk this path, then this Maha Shivaratri, don't just celebrate Shiva, experience Shiva. Experience Shiva. Let his energy flow through you. Chant, meditate, surrender. And if you want to go even deeper, so Infinity M in collaboration with Love to Live, 100% with my brother, Infinity M in collaboration with Love to Live, Meditation Society, Plymouth Meditation Society, Plymouth Hindu Society, and Kirtan Yoga Plymouth. We have amazing collaborations, yeah. So total 5 groups all together, and also with the Hindu community of Plymouth. So all together we are organizing Maha Shivaratri celebration. So if you want to go even deeper, in collaboration with all this beautiful team, Mahashivratri is going to be celebrated from February 21st onwards till February 26th, a night where we come together, chant together, and awaken the Shiva within. And if you're in Plymouth, join us starting from 21st, that is Friday, 7 to 9 p.m. at Quaker House, Mutley. And the second will be on 23rd, and it is going to be at the Unitarian Church in Plymouth. And on 26th, So on 26th, we are celebrating Shivratri, Maha Shivaratri, at the University of Plymouth with Hindu Society. So that's the thing. And if you can be there, that's gonna be the greatest gift, because the more the merrier. And you know what? This is something which I have been learning recently. When we are doing something alone, it definitely has its own impact. But when we are doing that same thing in a group, the impact is way massive. It's way massive. It's way more powerful. Suppose one people chanting one mala, that is 108 times the name of Shiva, compared to 10 people chanting that same name, same mala all together at the same time. Sounds amazing, right? And now also think we are also going to have some beautiful spiritual discourse, and we are going to have some amazing special guests who are very well versed with what they are saying. They know what they are saying, and they are in love with Shiva. They are in love with Shiva. What else do we need rather than learning bhakti from bhaktas, from devotees themselves? Yeah. So, spiritual discourse, we are going to also have some kirtan on Shiva's name. So, if you really wish to learn how to chant mantra in a way more interesting manner, not just sitting in a straight posture and nom, 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 nom. Nah. It's about using rhythms and melodies together to make things interesting, engaging, and way more focusing. We are going to do that. And obviously, even the Taittiriya Upanishad says that food is Brahman, food is God, food is Shiva. So every celebration that we do, it is always incomplete without bhog, without prasad. So we are also going to have Mahaprasad all these 3 nights, and just and only saying that it's a lot of celebration all for free, because Shiva is there with you. He wants to be there with you. And if you want to be there with Shiva, to be one with Shiva, just bang on. And that's the thing. If you want more people to discover the forgotten truths of Sanatan Dharma in a way that is way more simple, digestible, conversational, very casual, like how we are speaking right now with each other, and transformative, obviously, then support Infinity M by subscribing, sharing this video, and letting the world know that Shiva is not just God. Shiva is life itself. So salutations, greetings, and heartiest gratitude to all our beloved fam. This is your boy Soham from Infinity M, and see you at Maha Shivaratri celebration starting from 21st February at Plymouth, and connecting and being one with Shiva on 26th of February, Maha Shivaratri. So all of you together with me, Kalahara, Dukkhahara, Kashtahara, Daridrahara, Nabha Parvate Pataye, Hara 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 Mahadev.